Okay. So, yesterday you had to do a whole little poem review thing. So, let's just review how to do this real quick in case you haven't bothered to do it yet. Which, if you haven't done it, you got to email about it. If I said, I love snow, do you? It is so whoa. I don't know how to spell whoa. Okay, my poem is I like snow, do you? It is so whoa, I like cats. Clearly a terrible poem. But the first line is obviously what? A. Is there another A line? Yes, whoa. Whoa rhymes with snow. Our next line would obviously be B. Is there another B line? No, so this would make it C. Some of you guys, I'd like to let you know, we did the, put your mask on. You did not ask for designated mask break. Your mask needs to be on. I'm right up by you. Some of you guys did super not fabulous on that yesterday. Some of you guys haven't done it. Be sure you get it done ASAP, but there's that. Anyways, before that, on Monday, all we did was we went through the little bit we know. Actually, we knew a lot about natural disasters. We talked about how they are naturally occurring. We can't always predict it. We talked about different types of natural disasters, and we went through our 4 vocabulary words. I have not checked if you all did your vocabulary homework. Hopefully you did. If you had done it yesterday, I already graded it and threw it in the grade book, but I got to check that. But today, before we read our short little story, we have new roots to learn. So remember, we learn suffixes, prefixes, and roots. Where does a prefix go? Before. Where does a suffix go? And a root can go anywhere. It can be at the beginning, it can be in the middle, it can be in the end. It's the root of the word. So we're learning 4 new roots today. Our roots are, we're learning graph, G-R-A-P-H, gram, G-R-A-M. We're learning grupt, R-U-P-T, and we are learning fur, F-E-R. So graph is a Greek root, comes from Greek origin. Same with gram is also Greek origin. And then rupt and fur are Latin origin, just in case you wanted to know that. So the first thing, as always, is we're going to start with one, and we're going to see if we know any words that have the roots in them, and then we're going to see if we know what the roots mean. So the first one I want to start with is graph. Does anyone know a word that has graph in it? And some of these are a little bit harder, so I have a list too in case we're struggling, okay? Don't just say the word graph. Yes, I know graph is a graph, okay? Don't say graph. I want a word with a graph in it. Mark said photograph. Thank you. Did I just spell that wrong? Yeah. Photograph. What is another one? Rochelle? Biograph? Is that what it's called? Yeah, biograph. Wait. It's a biography. It's spelled, it's in there. It's just pronounced differently. It's not called a biograph. It's called a biography, but it's in there. Yeah. Phonograph. Phonograph. All right. What else? Anyone else? How about how you should write things when you're writing a story? They're breaking into what? Anyone? Olive? Paragraph.
Mrs. Kneifel, I don't know how to spell it, but is calligraphy one?
Yes, calligraphy is one. That's one I have on my paper. It's CALLIGRAPHY. How about autograph? Which has the auto, which we already learned this year. We have autograph, graphite, which is like the stuff in a pencil. All right, so graph. We have photograph, biography, phonograph, paragraph, calligraphy, autograph, graphite. So obviously there are exceptions to every single, like what it means, and sometimes they don't always fit the rule. But just based off of this, does anyone want to give me a guess on what graph means? Think about a biography is when you write about someone's life. phonograph has to do with sound. A paragraph was when you write. Calligraphy is a fancy type of writing. An autograph is when someone signs their name. Graphite is inside a pencil, which you write with. So, anyone, I think your hand was up first, Zachary. You want to give me a guess?
I want to say something like a human does.
No. Yeah?
Things that help you write.
Not help you, right?
Things that don't write.
All right. So, Rochelle? So, Rochelle said right, and that is close. So, graph means written, recorded, or drawn, okay? Written, recorded, or drawn. Obviously, photograph is kind of the exception to that, but a biography is something written. A phonograph you can record sound with. A paragraph we obviously write. Calligraphy is fancy handwriting. An autograph, you write your name. Graphite is what you write with, okay? So graph means written, recorded, or drawn. Any questions on that section? Anyone? Questions? Going once, going twice? Because I'm out of board space, so I'm going to have to erase. Okay, focus. If there's no questions on this one, I'm going to erase graph, and we're going to move on to gram. Fun fact, my brother's name is Graham, but it's spelled differently. All right, so gram. Oh, wait, let's write what it means. Written, drawn, / recorded. All right. Now, put it away. You don't need it. Now we have gram, G-R-A-M. Anyone know a word with gram? I didn't know too many, so. Yeah? That's spelled different. That's G-R-A-H-A-M.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gram as an ounce.
Yeah, that would be a thing. That does not follow our pattern on what gram means, but a gram is an ounce. That does not follow our pattern, but yeah, a gram. Yeah. Grammar. I would take that. Grammar. There's our root right there. Grammarly. That's like the same thing as that. I think so.
Grams as in like.
Yeah, he already said that as an ounce. Yeah.
No food. Like food-wise calories. That's
That would be an ounce. Grams. Yeah.
I don't even know.
Go.
Milligram?
Molly, what?
Milligram?
That would be another size thing. We're not talking about size necessarily. Programming. That's a good one, Isaac. Programming. How about a diagram? Or, what it was? Oh, an epigram. All right. So, we are not talking, put your hands down. We are not talking about gram in the sense of like a microgram. That would be like a size thing, an ounce and stuff. So, we have grammar, programming, diagram, and an epigram. Not really sure what an epigram is, but came up. So, grammar, that's when you're right. That's how you write, okay? You got to use grammar. Programming, you write a program, okay? A diagram, you can draw out a diagram. Don't know what epigram is, so let's not talk about that. Anyone want to give me a guess on what what gram means? Grammatical, that's a good one. A monogram. Oh, that's a good one. Let me add those. A monogram is like your name written fancily. So Mrs. Kneiffel's monogram is like AKJ, I believe. I don't know. I think that's how monograms work. Or there was grammatical. Those are good ones. You guys obviously thought of better ones than Mrs. Kneifel. Anyways, anyone want to give me a guess on what gram means? What? Yeah, something that you can do with right. Fun fact, gram and graph have the exact same meaning. So gram also means written, drawn, or recorded. Yay! They mean the same thing, okay? Cool. Spelled differently, they have the exact same meanings. Evan. Okay, well, I'm clearly not there yet, so put your hand down. All means written, drawn, recorded. Obviously, like I said, there can be exceptions to every single rule, but for the most part, that's what they mean, and they are Greek origin. Questions? If not, we're heading on to rupt. R-U-P-T. Rupt. Does anyone have a word with rupt?
Yes.
Landon.
Interrupt.
Interrupt. Evan.
Corrupted.
Rupt. I don't know if that's perfectly spelled, but there might be two R's. Yeah.
Erupted.
What's the word?
Rupt.
Rupt. R-U-P-T. Rupt. So far we have corrupt, we have interrupt, we have erupt, like an eruption, erupt/eruption. What? Disrupt, like some of you disrupt Mrs. Kneifel. What else? Disruptive, that would be added onto that. Disruptive. We could say abrupt, like I came to an abrupt stop. So we have interrupt, corrupt, erupt, disrupt, disruptive, abruptive. We could say eruption. So if I came to a abrupt stop, it's a sudden break. To interrupt means you're breaking into what Mrs. Kneifel's saying and, making me stop. Corrupt, well, you're breaking into things. Erupt, a bust, a break in the thing. Disruptive, you are breaking the silence. Anyone catching what I'm saying? Anyone want to guess what what rupt means? What does rupt mean, Rochelle? It means break or
You disturbed it.
it means break or bust. It means break or rust. Okay? So basically break. Rupt means break. You're breaking the silence. The volcano, it broke open. If you came to an abrupt stop, you had to break, okay? That means break. All right? And our last one is what?
My fingers kind of within that.
Well, leave it alone because all you've been doing is messing with it. So put your hands in your lap and pay attention. All right. And our final one is another Latin one. It is fur. F-E-R. Fur. F-E-R. Fur. 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 Don't say dog fur because that's spelled F-U-R. Zachary.
Fern.
What? Fern. I don't think that one follows the rules, but okay. Fern. I don't know if that's a word, Mark. That's like 56 syllables. All right, fur. Julian. Sulfur? I don't know if it's spelled F-E-R. I think that's spelled F-U-R. Rochelle. What? Molly, I can't hear because blah, blah. Molly or Rochelle, speak louder. Refer. Oh. How about a ferry? Anyone know what a ferry is?
Yes.
A ferry is a boat that takes you from this place to this place. It's called a ferry. It brings you somewhere. Or how about transfer?
For sure.
Or differ. For sure is F-O-R.
Oh.
Confer. That means I'm going to talk to someone and confer with them. Anyone else, Evan? Differ is D-I. All right, so we have furred, prefer, fur, ferry, confer, transfer, differ. So you transfer someone, you're landed. Leave it alone, okay? Thank you. Put your hands in your lap. Leave it alone. So a ferry will bring you somewhere. Transfer, you go from one place to another. If you differ, it's difference in opinion. Confer, I'm exchanging ideas with you. Prefer is this over that. This is another one that not all of them follow the rules, but does anyone want to give me a guess on what it basically means? This is not dance time, Angelina. I really need you focused.
Transportation.
Kind of like transportation. If you're transporting someone, Mrs. Kniffle picks up a water bottle and moves it over there. What did I do? Rochelle? I cannot hear you at all. Does not move it. Kylan? What? No. Fur technically means to carry or bring. A ferry will bring people from place to place. If you're transferring something, you're bringing it from one place to another, okay? Yes, Evan. Yes. I didn't write them all down. There's plenty of them. So.
It's already up there.
No, it's not. Refer is not up there.
Prefer. Oh, he said refer.
All right. So, quick little things. Let's review. These ones are not my favorite. I think roots are the one, like suffixes and prefixes, those ones are pretty set. There's very few that don't follow the rule. I think roots are the ones that follow the rules at least. But the general rule, the general statement is graph is Greek. It means written, drawn, or recorded. Gram is Greek. It means written, drawn, or recorded. Rupt means to break or bust. And fur means carry or bring. Are there any questions? Going once, going twice. All right, right now I want everyone to get out a dry erase board. We just learned like 500 new words. I want you to write any sentence. If you're at home, just write it in the chat. Any sentence with any one of these roots in a word. So any one of the words we just talked about, I want a sentence with it. And then we're going to go around. You're going to read your sentence, and you're going to tell me which root you use. So make sure you have the word underlined, the one that has the root. So you can use the word programming. You can use the word graphite. You can use the word fairy. You can use the word rupture. I don't care. Where's your stuff? Where's your dry erase board? Why? That's my dry erase board. I personally bought it. I own that. So I want it back at school tomorrow. Go borrow one. You're writing me any sentence with any one of these roots in it. I don't care which one. And I want a punctuation mark. I want a capital letter. And then we're going to go around and you're going to tell me which root you used. Okay, Isaac, that does not actually help me use the word in the sentence. Like, your sentence should make sense. No. You cannot graft your friend. No. You cannot written your friend. That does not make sense.
You can draw your friend.
No, I'm telling you right now, your sentence does not work. Make a new one. Okay? I don't know what that word is. That S word? No. It would have to be, okay. Get one. You're not prepared for your day. That's a problem. When you're done, you can just keep your board down because we're going to go over it. You're writing me a full sentence using one of these words. Or one of the words we just talked about. We literally talked about like 20 words. Pick one. I don't care. If you're at home, you're writing it in the chat. You better have punctuation and a capital letter. You have about 1 more minute. We should not be drawing because dry erase boards are tools, not toys. My friend referred me to blank. Not my friend referred to me. That doesn't make any sense. If you're at home, write it in the chat. You have 1 more minute, and I should see a capital letter. I should see punctuation. You should know which whatchamacallit you used, which root you used. Okay, so Avery, you just said a graphic account of an earthquake. What about it? You could say, that does not, try again. You need more, and you also have no punctuation. Miss Jessica said, I took a photograph of the tree. Photograph would obviously be which one, boys and girls? Graph. All right, Zachary, read me your sentence nice and loud.
You interrupted my speech.
You interrupted my speech. That means rupt. He broke into it. So rupt is what he used. Good job, Mr. Zachary. Molly's next. Nice and loud. I interrupted my mom's work to ask if I could go play outside. Rupt. She broke into what her mom was doing. She broke it up. Rupt. Break or bust. Landon's next. Nice and loud. A volcano erupted. Guess what? Busted through. Good job. Rupt. Olive, nice and loud. My aunt goes on ferries a lot. So her aunt is transferred or brought from one place to another. Ferry. So she used fer. F-E-R. Mark.
I have a real tongue twister for you, and you know I can't do a normal sentence. The programmer programmed the program game about programming program games.
Okay, so Mark wrote a nice long one about programming, but regardless, he used gram, and it was written or drawn or recorded. Thank you, Mr. Mark. Rochelle, you're going to have to hold it up so I can read it because I'm not going to be able to hear you all the way over here. I want to be a photographer when I grow older. All right, or a teacher. Thank you. So she used photographer. So you record photos, you know. So she used graph. Kylan. Me and my family took a photograph. So photographs are a recorded picture. Ava. Okay, you're going to have to hold it up so I can read it or talk louder, ma'am. Pick one. I dropped a glass. Wait, I have to read it. I dropped a glass flower pot and it busted everywhere. Okay, so that would have to be that it erupted everywhere. You didn't have the word anywhere in there. Anyone else that wants to go that I haven't talked to? Evan.
I disrupted my friend at school.
I disrupted my friend at school. If you didn't want yours to be shared, you still need to hold it up so I can see it. You have no punctuation, Miss. I can't see yours. Hold it so I can see it, Mr. Ava, I need to see, or not Ava. I meant Ella. Elijah, I need to see yours. Okay. 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 All right, if I've seen yours, I need you to put your marker away, your dry erase board away. I don't need it anymore. If you're borrowing my dry erase board, I want you to put it back where it goes. Mrs. Kneifel is going to be super... Hey, I never saw yours. Write me a sentence. Mrs. Kneifel is going to be a lot stricter on borrowing things. Not you people at home because you guys aren't here. But Mrs. Kneifel is going to be getting a lot stricter on borrowing things because I'm apparently not getting my stuff back. Thank you for those of you that wrote sentences. I need you guys to now hop onto HMH and we're going to start reading our story. It's a short article. It should be underneath assignments. It's Who Studies Natural Disasters, I believe, is what it's called. Something like that. It was assigned to you yesterday or this morning. Go hop on it. Okay. There is no test. What test are you talking about, Isaac? We're reading a story together. It's an article. It's nonfiction. You don't need headphones on.
I know I need to press somehow. So I decided I was going to do program 2 times, and it went into 3, now 4, now 5.
That's all right. No, we're not going to take a test on the article, Isaac. I did not say that. I just need you to go to the story.
Whatever works, right?
Yes. Good to go. I need to get my book. You are logging on to HMH. It is a shorter article. We might get through it today. Sorry. So remember, we're learning all about natural disasters until Christmas, I think. I think Module 3 will last until the week before Christmas. So the next 5 weeks. And remember, the question we're going to be thinking about over the next 5 weeks is, how can learning about natural disasters keep us safer? It is called Who Studies Natural Disasters? It's a short read. That's where I want you to be. It is a short read. The words that are in our short read are notable, tremor, spontaneous, and hazard. Those are what we learned yesterday. Once you're there, I want you to say there if you're at home. If you're there here, I want your hands on top of your head, or at least one hand on top of your head. So we're going to be talking about author's craft throughout this. And author's craft is how the author decided to write it, okay? How they made it seem exciting, or what words they used to make things more kind of exciting, okay? So we're just going to be talking about why the author chose to do certain things certain ways. So, who studies natural disasters? And fun fact, just by looking at this, how is this broke into? There's 2 pages of it, and how are they written? They're not written like a normal story. How are they written? Just by looking at it. There's a date, and there's a deer and a deer. So that means they are written as what, Molly? Letters. So we're going to be reading 2 letters, okay? So a letter starts from one person and goes to another person, then there's going to be a response, okay? So October 23rd, 2018. Dear Professor Melendez, whatever, doesn't matter. All right. I'm writing to ask your advice about careers that involve studying natural disasters. My earth science, my favorite subject, teacher told me you teach college classes on natural disasters and suggested I send you a letter. So far we know this person is writing Professor Mendelez, however his name is said. Hey, it doesn't matter. And I don't know what you're writing down, but you shouldn't be writing down anything, sir. Okay? Doesn't matter what his name is. It's fine. So this kid is writing him because he apparently teaches those classes and he wants to know more about those lovely things. And apparently this kid's favorite class is earth science. Mrs. Kneifel took earth science. I don't know if I took earth science in high school, but I know I took earth science in college. Last night, my family explored Kailua, whatever that is, a volcano in Hawaii. As part of the tour, we saw firsthand how heartbreaking natural occurrences can also lead to disaster. Our guide explained that a notable eruption in 2014 almost destroyed the nearby town of Awa. That P is probably silent. So, the tour made me really interested in volcanoes. We process what processes inside the earth cause them. Why do they erupt? Most importantly, how can science and knowledge be used to keep people safe from them? We experience earthquake tremors in California sometimes and have practiced safety drills for them. The spontaneous shaking of the earth has always left me feeling both fascinated and scared. I've been reading about other natural disasters too. I think the swirling winds and drenching rains of a hurricane are as thrilling as earthquakes. They can be just as dangerous. right? I want to understand these kinds of events and maybe help other people understand them better someday too. What careers would let me apply knowledge about natural disasters to help people? I'd very much appreciate your advice on jobs I might consider. Thank you for your time in advance. Sincerely, Robin Dresserson. Whatever. So, this lovely guy's writing this professor, and he just wants to know a ton of information, okay? He wants to know what jobs can he maybe do in the future, but not just jobs to study them, but he also wants to help people in his future. So, what words does Robin use to describe her? Oh, Robin's a girl, sorry. What words does Robin use to describe her experience with earthquake tremors? So, I need you to go to paragraph 4. What descriptive words does Robin use to describe her experience with earthquake tremors? She used like 3 or 4 words. What words, what adjectives did she use to describe her experiences with earthquake tremors? Ava. Spell it. That's our vocab word. Spontaneous. Yes. She used the adjective spontaneous to describe earthquake tremors because they happen spontaneously, right? So that was one of the descriptive words she used when talking about earthquakes / tremors. What is another word she used, Landon? Fascinating, meaning she finds it interesting, like her brain just can't comprehend it. She wants to know more about it. Then there's one other descriptive word. She said the earth shaking is spontaneous and fascinated, but, Molly? Is thrilling in there? Nope. That's hurricanes are as thrilling as earthquakes. I guess thrilling. That wasn't really what I was looking for, but we'll take it. At the bottom of the paragraph, it's talking about earthquakes are how hurricanes are as thrilling as earthquakes. So they're thrilling, they're spontaneous, fascinated, but what else? It makes her fascinated and what? Olive? Scared. So she's saying scared is another vocab or is another descriptive word she's using for herself. She's described earthquakes as thrilling and spontaneous, but she is fascinated by them, but also scared because obviously they can cause damage, people can get hurt, things can get ruined, etc. Now let's switch on. What phrases does she use to describe hurricanes? So just a little bit further down, how does she describe hurricanes? And I said phrases, so I'm looking for like 2 words in a row. How does she describe hurricanes? Hurricanes. Hurricanes. I should see lots of hands up. You literally just have to read the paragraph again. I've been reading about other natural disaster too. I think the swirling winds and drenching rains of hurricanes are as thrilling as earthquakes. They can be just as dangerous, right? So I want a phrase that means more than 1 word in a row. I literally just read them in a fun voice too. Someone I haven't talked to today. I've talked to you, Ava. I've talked to you, Rochelle. I've talked to you, Molly. I've talked to you, Landon. So I'm looking for Zachary, Ava, Kylan, Marissa, Julian, Elijah, Lillian. I'm looking for one of you guys to answer this question, or Nolan, or Eden, or Jessica, or Avery, or Angelina. What are the phrases used? What's one of the phrases, Miss Kylan? No, that was for earthquakes. Marissa, what's one of them? Swirling rains. That was a way she described the hurricane. Swirling rains. Swirling, it's like in a circle. Swirling rains. And what's another one, Zachary? Oh, wait. Swirling winds and drenching rain. Sorry, I forgot. So swirling winds, how they're, in a circle, and drenching rain. So that's how she described hurricanes. Now, she used these really great descriptive words. Spontaneous, fascinated, scared, thrilling, swirling rains, swirling winds, drenching rains. So what do these word choices help you understand about Miss Robin? What, like someone make an inference. Just what do they know? She's using all these super amazing words. She's not just like, yeah, there's an earthquake. Oh, yeah, I'm interested on hurricanes. She's literally using good descriptive words. So what does that help us understand about Robin? Mark, want to give it a try?
Yeah, she's trying to use the best word she can so she can get into the college.
Okay, well, she's not necessarily trying to get into the college. She just wants the professor to get back to her. But yeah, she's using these good words to show what? You were on the right track, Mark. Let's go a little bit deeper. Molly. Right. She really likes the topic, which means she's excited about the topic. Or there's another word that starts with a P. Anyone know what word I'm looking for? She's very blank about the topic. Evan? I don't find you funny when you say weird things like that. It is not powerful. You want to give it a try, Landon?
Wondrous.
It starts with a P. It's not powerful. Okay, well then why was your hand up? I would say Mrs. Kneifel is very blank about teaching. No. Passionate. Thank you, Olive. So these word choices show how excited she is and how passionate she is about studying, the dangers and the parts of natural disasters, right? Did you get that from this letter that she's serious. She actually wants to learn about it. She wasn't just writing him to be like, oh yeah, tell me more. She's like, no, I think this is interesting. I think it's fascinating. It thrills me. Tell me more about it. Evan.
I thought it was thinking like enthusiastic.
That would work. Enthusiastic would also work. Passionate, excited. All of those would be good ways to describe her. And also, how do Robin's word choices impact the letter for us as readers? What does it do? Having those awesome words, how does that help us, the reader? I mean, she could have just said, yeah, the tremors in California, we practice safety drills. They shake the earth. She could have just said things like that. She could have been like, yeah, there's winds. It rains during hurricanes. So having those really good vocabulary words, what does that do for us, the readers? Zach? Nope. We're not persuading here. How does that help us, the readers, by having those good words? How does that help us, the readers? Julian, what do you think? How does that help us, the readers? By the way, Isaac, it is not powerful. I'm not sure why you put powerful 4 times, because I told you on the first time it was not powerful. How does it help us, the reader, that there's those good words? I guess. How else? I mean, I guess it could help us understand it more. Lillian, what do you think? How does it help us, the reader? Instead of just saying, yeah, there's earthquakes, and yeah, there's hurricanes. She's describing them more. She's using what type of words for us, the readers? Hello? Okay, Jessica, plug it in then. Go get your charger. Plug it in. What type of words are they? Ella, Elijah, what type of words are they? They are interesting word, which makes what? It grabs our attention. These are attention-grabbing words. It's making us, the reader, interested. Would it be as good if she was like, we experience earthquake tremors. We practice safety drills. The earth shakes. I've been reading about other natural disasters, about rain and wind and hurricanes. Is that as fun as the spontaneous shaking of the earth has always left me both feeling fascinated and scared? Or, the thrilling wind or the drenching, oh my goodness, the swirling winds and drenching rains. These awesome descriptive words help grab the reader's attention. And maybe who she's writing to. It's probably showing that the professor she's writing to, oh man, this girl's serious. She really likes them. So, I have no idea what you're talking about, Angelina. Or wait, were you talking to Jessica? Okay. Anyway, so it helps us, the readers, get our attention grabbed. And so the author of this letter, Robin, used lots of good words to grab our attention. Do you agree with that? Nod your head yes or no. Okay. We are just about out of time, so we learned our new roots today, and we read the first page of this. Tomorrow, we will read the second page, and then we're going to work on quadrant questions, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 questions, okay? And then Friday, we'll do something else. So this will be posted, the recording of it, in case you missed it. We are just about out of time, though, so Marissa, I'm not sure what you're doing on your Chromebook, but I'm 100% sure it's not what you're supposed to be doing right now. Okay? If you did not finish e-learning yet, you got an email about it, and you need to make sure to get it done. There is no actual reading homework today, though, unless you haven't finished your e-learning from yesterday or your vocab if that's late. But we are going to stop there tomorrow when we hop on reading. Make sure you are on page 181, okay? Have a lovely afternoon, guys. Good luck on your math test. There's no spelling live, okay? No spelling live. Your spelling homework or go on Spelling City, whichever one. My class, put on your gym shoes if you have gym shoes.
Miss Knaufel,
Yes.
I did my math test and I got a 96 because I got the last question partially right, but the rest of them were all correct.
Awesome. Good job.
Bye. Have a good day.
You too.